knitters. Hello knitters, Faylynn from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have classes. I have the heirloom blanket. And what do you notice that's new? Stay tuned. Okay, let's just talk about what's staring you in the face. Dream has come in, more colors of dreams that we've ever had. They came in yesterday, a whole wall of dream. Okay, so this is a DK Burrito Cashmere blend. It's a yarn that is just, I mean, it flies out of here. I can't stop. I have stopped knitting with it after about 2 years. But we have a ton of samples out of this, baby stuff, shawls, cowls, hats maybe even. Anyways, we have a lot of samples done with this because I just couldn't stop knitting with it. It is the best luscious yarn. It's hand dyed, and so we have tons of colors. So this is good for anything you want. It's washable. It's good for anything you want to knit. So come in, pick something out, and let's get going with this because this is amazing yarn. I don't know if you'll ever see this many colors again because we've talked about trying to get something else in instead, but this is amazing, totally amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna get started with classes. And so this Saturday from 12 to 2 is the trestle top or tee, which is over here, and I'll put a picture here. It's on the mannequin, you can come in and see it. It uses the Sotili yarn, which is a cotton merino blend, and super lightweight. It's sport weight, but you're on a size 8, so it really goes pretty well. If you're gonna come to class, you need a swatch, if at all possible, between now and then. But mostly you also need to bring a top that fits the way you would want this to fit so that we can get the measurements off of that. So if you need to swatch in class, you'll need to swatch in class. But if you can come in between now and today or tomorrow, well, tomorrow, this didn't come out until we're closed. So if you can come in tomorrow before class, and get your yarn, then you can swatch, which would be a good thing. So that's this Saturday. Okay, and the next class coming up is the Quant. So this is interlock. So if you didn't want to do a pillow as big, you just didn't want to do a pillow, you couldn't do it at that time, whatever. This is interlock also, but much smaller project. And you know, as you can see, different yarns do well. I'll put my picture up again. The Noro that does this looks really, really pretty as an interlock thing. And this is done out of fingering. This is done out of, that's gotta be a worse, maybe DK. You can pretty much do it, I wouldn't go higher than a DK because it'll end up too wide. It'll end up way too wide. So, and fingering actually works out really well. If you've got a nice colored fingering one, then that really works out well as far as the width. So, that class, interlock. So this is a very fun project to learn. Interlock is very fun to learn. It's a little confusing at first, but this is such a small little thing. You'll get it pretty quickly because you do everything in a couple of rectangles, and then you're switching to the other side and doing it the other way. So there's the right side way and the wrong side way, and then there's 2 edge triangles that you do. So, but this is fun, and you can use it in lots of different ways. So interlock, Quant headband, May 25th, Saturday from 12 to 2. 1, Catawba. So I'm almost done with it. I'm almost done with the body part of it. So there it is. This is such a fun thing to do because once you got it set up, this is a no thinking project. This is definitely a no thinking project. So I may have to, you can see this, I probably have to do some more rows here. Probably that many more rows. And then I've got the sleeves to do. So it's gonna take me a bit. It's sort of being worked on in between other things I have to work on. So, but that's May 18th. So that's like May 18th, a couple weeks away. So you can come and get the yarn. You can come swatch. Yeah, you sort of need to swatch, but we can swatch pretty fast. You need a top. You still need a top to get measurements out of so that we can see. There's some alterations I had to make at the very beginning because I think there's a mistake. The numbers didn't work out. The first set of rows didn't count out right. So so there's that little shift. But other than that, it's been fine. So, yeah, so crochet. Now you need to know how to crochet. Double crochets, this whole thing is double crochets. If you ever done a granny square, you know this. You do 3 double crochets in the hole, go to the next hole, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets. It's the same thing for the whole top. So even if you haven't, like you need to know that you pretty much need to be comfortable doing double crochets. But if you really haven't done anything else with crochet other than that, you know, then you could do this, because it's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, which makes it a mindless and mindful knit, or crochet, crochet. Like TV watching, listening to is really good with this. And last but not least, I have been having people say they want to do the heirloom blanket, which we started in January. It's a year-long project. I usually start it in January, and but I've got a good handful of people that are wanting to start like mid-year. So I'm putting it out there. So the heirloom blanket is you are knitting 2 blocks a month, and every block is different. So you learn a ton of things. You learn a bunch of stitches. You learn how to read patterns. You start learning how to take out your mistakes. You learn a ton of tricks and tips all through the year, because I just, spout those out as they come and everything. So, and we use chow. You'll need to use our yarn because of the gauging, and if I use other, you use other yarns, I can't guarantee the way that it'll turn out because of the gauge and everything. And the chow is just such a great yarn. It's washable. It holds up. It doesn't pill. You're on a size 8, so you would need 2 size 8 needles, because you'll have 2 blocks going at a time. And so what I need you to do is, if you're interested, you can do several things. One, if you're on YouTube, you can comment below, I'm interested, and put your name. And actually, don't do that. I mean, you can, but I need to be able to get a hold of you. So I'll put my email under here. So you can go to my email, email me. Or if you forget that, it'll be at the bottom of the newsletter. If you get the newsletter, my email's at the bottom. And on the website under classes, my email's at the bottom. So there's 3 ways you can email, and you can always call the store, which, from 12 to 4, try not to leave a message. Try to get us at 12 to 4, Wednesdays through Sunday, and let Christine or I know that you're interested. And once I see if I've got enough people to start a new class, which I'm pretty close to already doing. I only need a few more people to actually start the class. So we'll start the class in June. So that's that. So if you're interested, if you couldn't make it, if you've been thinking about it, or if this is the first time you've heard about it. Oh, I know what I'm also going to do. I'm going to put there's going to be a video at the end of this video. I think I'm supposed to go that way. But anyways, at the end of the video, there is, I will put a video that's just about the block, about the heirloom blanket. So you don't need to watch it. If you're not interested, you don't need to go there. But if you're interested, I'll put that video at the end after the credits, and then you can watch it and get more information or whatever. But just in the next week, maybe this is May, I'd say in the next week, because I sort of need to get you guys like getting yarn and all that kind of good stuff before we start in June. It will be a Sunday morning from 10 to 12. Like the blanket class we have right now is the 4th Sunday of every month. So I might make this like the 2nd Sunday of every month, something like that. But that's the time of the classes. It will be Sundays from 10 to 12 once a month. Okay, once a month. So let me know. So that's it. Very short and sweet. Come in. Check out the dream, get your dose of happiness. It just makes me so happy. Look at all the colors. The colors are amazing. Feels amazing. It knits up amazing. So come get your dose of happiness. Come on in. And I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye. Okay, our heirloom blanket. So this is a year-long class. This will be our 4th year doing this blanket. It's a year-long class that you learn lots of things about knitting. Like you learn a ton of techniques. You learn about pattern reading. I find that everybody that takes this class, whether they're a beginning knitter or an advanced knitter, come at the end of the year and say, I've learned so much about knitting in this year. And so the blanket has, all the squares are different. There's 20 squares and all of them are different. You end up, we typically get 3 colors. And you see everything's really different. You got bobbles, you got cables, you got striping, you got lace, you got fair isle, you got stitch patterns, you have a cabled owl, and jacquard, you got all these stitch patterns. And one thing you definitely learn is what you like and don't like. Like if you'll figure out whether you like lace or you don't like lace, or you like cables and you don't like cables. Those kinds of things, you'll figure that out pretty quickly. But at least you figured it out on a little 10 by 10 block and not a sweater or something that you bought tons of yarn for and you're like, oh God, I hate doing lace. I don't want to do lace. Or I love doing cables. Thank God I got, So you figure out things that you like. Fair isle is another one that's a big technique, and lots of things are fair isle right now. So so you learn a lot, whether you're new to knitting or at advanced and been around knitting for a while. I hear from everybody how much I learned from doing this class. So you'll learn the pattern reading. You'll learn pattern reading, which is really, a lot of people's like, oh, I don't understand the patterns, which, yeah. You learn how to fix things. And then you just learn tons of different things. It's a year-long class. We meet once a month, the 4th Sunday of every month. And so you get to know everybody, which is really fun because you're on sort of a journey with a group of people and it's the same people all the time. So that's really fun to do. And then by the end of the year, you actually have a finished blanket. And so it's just a lovely, lovely way to advance your knitting skills no matter where you are in your knitting journey. You will advance your knitting skills by doing this project. So we'll have lots of colors of chow, and you can come in and pick your colors and all that kind of good stuff. A lot of people pick, colors that match their house, or if you're doing it for somebody, then, colors they like, or that kind of thing. And you can go pretty neutral with the colors too. You don't have to have bright colors. They can be, creams and sort of beiges and a taupey brown or something, or gray and a taupey brown or something like that, so that it stays very muted. It doesn't have to be really super colorful. So, but it can be anything you really want it to be. So come in, you'll need 3 colors, 5 of each color, 5 skeins of each color, and then 1 accent color. You don't have to do, it's your blanket. There's lots you can do more than 3 colors. You can do 2 colors. It's really hard to do 1 color because there's a lot of blocks that you can't stripe with 1 color. You can't fair isle with 1 color. So there's several blocks that you can't do with 1 color, but you could use 2 colors, and they could be colors that are very close to each other. Like a cream and a beige, or a cream and a light tan color, or something like that. So it stays very neutral. It doesn't have to be colorful. So it can be whatever you want. And so I hope you consider taking our class for the year, and it's lots and lots of fun. At the end, the next segment up is going to be videos of people talking about the class and pictures and all that kind of good stuff.
Okay, latest summer project, and I love this one because I'm going to wear it for beach cover-up, although I had to wear it today to show everybody. And I have learned so much in 10 months. I have made multiple sweaters and scarves and hats, and I can't get enough.
And a lot of it came from what you learned in the squares?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of stitches, a lot of, and then of course tinking is a great teacher too. But,
yeah. Everybody takes that, you guys. It's all okay.
3.
I love this class because I learned color work for the first time so that I can make this.
Yay!
I was always scared of it, but it turned out great.
And what colorway is that?
This is the
San Clemente
Seaside here.
So
It's
yay!
so soft. Love it.
Amazing, amazing. Best thing ever. Thank you.
Blanket class is Sunday every month. It was fantastic. You learn so much about any kind of stitches you can imagine. Color work, all kinds.
Yep.
Laces, cables, you name it, is all in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I knitted blanket, the whole giant, every square. I learned all kind of stitches, so many of them. And I learned how to knit beanie, baby sweater, hoodie sweater, adult tan top, just unbelievable. All my family was shocked. I can do that. They said, oh my God, you're actually able to do that and you stick with it? Faylynn gave me so much encouragement. So I thank her very much.
So when I started blanket class, all I knew how to do was knit and purl. First square, cable square. Next thing I knew, I was knitting an awesome sweater with the cable down the back. I've learned how to do lace work. I've learned how to do slip stitches. I've learned how to do color work. It is fantastic. I highly recommend it. I can't even believe I can pick up a pattern now and not go, huh? It's awesome. I've learned so much, and I'm actually sad that it's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to learn more.
Thank you.
Hi, I am loving the square class. It has been so fantastic. Been knitting about a year, and this class has given me so much confidence to pick up a pattern. And if I'm not coming to workshop on Thursday, and it might be a Monday, I'm not intimidated to look at the patterns and know from the squares different stitches, different pattern types, and it has been so fantastic. It's so creative. You basically can't mess up, and it's just tons and tons of fun. I highly encourage anyone who wants to know more about different pattern types, different stitch types, or just do something really creative and fun to definitely sign up for this class. I've loved it. Good luck.
I hope we see you in our heirloom blanket class starting in January. And I guess that's it for today. So happy, merry, and I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.